Welcome to Talk About Topeka Live, coming to you from the Topeka Performing Arts Center. We have a great episode of Food Flair and Fun with Solid Rock Sound Machine. This episode's brought to you by Field of Greens. I'm your host, Chris Schultz, on this expedition into fun. How you doing, Andrew Walker from Solid Rock Sound Machine? Good to see you here. Thank you for being here.
We chose one of the biggest, longest names to be a DJ company name to choose from.
It's good. It's good. You win for having the most amount of characters, so that's good.
When we went to a DJ conference, the first thing they tell you is to have a short, memorable name. Mm-hmm. And I failed right off the bat. But people that know our name, know our company name, it's kind of become our branding, that's who we are. That when you see those four words, it means it's caring and true.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, I have you on here because you do so much work within the community. There are so many things that you are willing to jump to the front of the line to help out, where others would just be thinking about themselves. You're one of those guys who has given a lot, and your wife, you've given a lot.
We lived in Topeka almost 30 years now, and I've grown to love Topeka. It's a beautiful town. It's a fun town. There's a lot of fun things to do. And there's a lot of events that need a little extra help with experience, with planning, with the musical background, a microphone, even if it's just a microphone. And I don't have the most expensive show. I don't have the most expensive DJ equipment, but I'm willing to be out there, put myself on the line, if you will, to help support a cause or be a part of a cause or do a wedding for a fabulous couple that just can't, they just want to have a great wedding, but they don't want to, whatever.
Exactly.
We've done everything from, we've done car shows, we've done several different other charity events we've been involved in. We do weddings, of course. We do birthday parties, class reunions. We actually have done 2 funerals.
Really? How does that work?
It sounds kind of creepy, but when the person that you're doing it for had a background in music, mm-hmm. you want to kind of celebrate their life from the music when they were a kid to when they were a teenager to the adult and until the last years of their life. And being a DJ, being able to put those music in a musical way that tells the story without having to use a lot of words for a eulogy, mm-hmm. and kind of be the music bed for the eulogy, it makes it really kind of fun.
Very interesting.
It makes it more of a celebration and less of a funeral.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we're all about celebrations. Most DJs or most entertainers call it events. We call it a celebration because you're celebrating a new life for a couple. You're celebrating the birth of a child. You're celebrating 40 years in high school. You're celebrating having great classic cars. Just always a celebration because an event just sounds so generic and so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's plenty of those things going on.
Oh gosh, yes.
And I always encourage those people who you've helped out. If you've helped them out, like they should, put you at the top of their list. If you've made an impact in someone's life, and I know you have. You've definitely helped a lot of groups out.
Well, we started out doing a lot of the events just purely by accident, by coincidence, or just by fate. And when the event is over and the promoter walks up and says, could you come back next year? You added so much to the event because we didn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. We're all afraid of the microphone. We don't know what to say. We don't know how to say it so it sounds good.
Yeah.
We don't know how to interact with the crowd.
Yeah.
And I will admit I'm not the world's greatest entertainer. I do the best I can. But I feed off of the energy of the crowd. Mm-hmm. If it's a real high energy event, I add to that energy and I peel off that energy and make it that much more fun. I work with the promoters of the different events, like for example, the duck race. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go back and you pull up Rubber Ducky, DuckTales from the Disney show, Disco Duck. You find duck songs. Mm-hmm. And I actually found a sound clip from Joey Pence, a comedian back in the 40s. He did a routine, and one of the lines he says is, "Do you want to buy a duck?" Mm-hmm. And it goes into, "Oh, you bad man," or something. And I found that soundbite this year for the duck race. So I would do my, hey, let's take care of, get some ducks, whatever. Yeah. And I go, you want to buy a duck?
Yeah.
And it just made it that much more fun. And it's one of those things where you spend a lot of time researching.
So tell me about 10-year-old you.
10-year-old me. I was probably the biggest spoiled brat. I was in the kids' choir and I did music and I thought, well, this is okay. It's kind of fun, but do I really have to do it? Mm-hmm. And as I progressed older and got older, my voice developed. I got around people that really would want to encourage me, to encourage the music side of me. Mm-hmm. And I got into high school, and a bunch of friends of mine and I hybrided stereos together, which is like plugging into everything. Yeah. It's a lot of work. Then you stack speakers, and you go like to a small town and play music for $50 to go to Worlds of Fun or
Yeah.
other things that you would do as a teenager that you shouldn't do. And through that experience, I learned a lot about myself and about working with people. That even at a high school age, you have to deal with people that are a little different than you, and it develops you as a person. Going into college, I decided to get out of the DJ thing because I really wanted to be a serious musician. I wanted to be a vocal major. I wanted to be the next Pavarotti, the next Neil Diamond, whatever. Neil Diamond was my big voice. I wanted to be the next Neil Diamond, and my first voice list, the first thing my professor said is that's never going to happen because you don't have the voice. Thank you. I'm in college for no reason. But through that, I got into a degree called music merchandising, which is the business side of music. It's the bookkeeping, it's the basics, advertising, marketing, sales, promotion, all that.
Yeah.
And stayed away from DJing except for doing floor parties and stuff. And then I got married to my wife. We went to a wedding reception, and this has got to be the worst DJ on the planet. I wish I had shot video of this guy. He was horrible. And of course, being with my background,
I wasn't that bad. I don't know what
you. But I would sit back there, and without trying, I was criticizing him. Well, if I was a DJ, I'd be doing this now. I'd be more aware of what's going on. And you hear him on the microphone, what do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? And it's kind of like I'm sitting back there, you played a song. You shut up. You entertain the people. Don't sit there and play with your equipment. And I think that's a lot of that. Plus, like I say, I care a lot about Topeka. I'm one of those silent heroes in the background that's pushing forward to make Topeka a better place because Topeka is a great place. And I love being a part of it. I had a person ask me months back, it's like, what's it like to be the most visible DJ in Topeka? And it's an honor. And with that honor comes a lot of power and a lot of respect. But it's also a lot of hard work. Because you have to be that much more professional about what you do, be able to really deal with people the best way possible, handle things in a very professional way, a way that's going to sound good, and leave a good flavor in a person's mouth.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, have fun.
And you and your wife have such a very supportive, a lot of people I know couldn't work with their spouse. They couldn't, but you guys have a really magical dynamic there that supports
we spend a lot of time
things.
at home on our computers doing stuff. I'm working on playlists, I'm working on music, and she's working on keeping the checkbook straight and stuff.
Right.
So we don't have a lot of time together there, or I'm doing. But the time on the road together doing events and being with each other is our time together. And it's like, and we get paid to spend time together.
It's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal. It's a pretty good deal. And we both are from unique backgrounds. And so we know how to work with each other and not work against each other. And it's been, a lot of that comes with 30 years of being married too. But it's a working relationship. And she's the brains of the organization and I'm the talent. And there are times now where she's becoming more of the talent and I'm becoming more of the brains. And it's just kind of, we trade off quite a bit.
Yep.
Because there are times when I need her to take over a piece of the equipment while I can go out and talk to the couple, or I'm out on the floor doing something and she just needs to push a button or slide the thing here or fire up a light here or just whatever the effect is that we need to do to create. And a lot of what we do is we try to create moments in time for events. And like with weddings, we try to create moments in time. And that's, when I see it actually work, it's in my head, but when I actually see it come together and I get that response back, it's worth that trouble of all the work that I do.
It's very cool. Well, I certainly do appreciate all the work that you guys put into it here because it's hard stuff. And lugging the equipment around and setting it all up. A lot of times people just show up, it's there, they don't see it. That's true.
That's my CrossFit.
That's
That's
true.
my aerobics for the week. And like you said, a lot of people don't see that side of the DJ. All they see is they walk into the event, this guy's wearing a tux, and he's got this really cool equipment, all these beautiful lights, and he plays music, and he's funny.
They see the glamorous side of the fun side.
And then there's the 3 o'clock in the morning, still putting the last piece of equipment in the truck, and you're kind of going, why am I doing this?
So you can drive home and unload the truck.
And unload the truck and be ready for the next. And that's where my creativity really comes in. There's the creativity performing, but there's a creativity of coming into the venue and saying, okay, this and this and this is going to work, but this is not. This space is weird. It's going to have this, add this, take this out. And then I would go back and look at the pictures that we take of some of the stuff we do, and I'm going, we did that.
Yeah.
We did that. And it's
music makes it happen. So.
And and it doesn't have to be a dance. It can be just the background music at a dinner or a cake and punch reception. This has been backed by several other people in the industry, in the music industry. People will stay longer at a celebration or an event if there's music. Because they just had that, it just kind of keeps them there.
It affects how they feel.
Exactly.
And if you want to make them feel good, well, this guy knows how to do that. So he can even play for dead guys, too. So,
yeah. And I like to consider myself, I like to have fun with people, but not make fun of people.
Yeah.
We do a lot of stuff with special needs kids, and that's really a interesting world to be in, because you have to learn that fine line of where you engage them, but you don't mock them.
Right.
And we went to Emporia State, my wife and I, and we were around disabled people, people in wheelchairs, people with walkers, people on special kind of devices. And I think that's where we were prepared to go into this industry as a DJ, into the entertainment field, to work with those kind of people. Because it takes a really, this is not patting myself on the back, but it takes a really special person to walk into a room with kids of various disabilities and make them have a good time.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for all that you do with that, and all the little differences that you make. You and your wife do a great job here in Topeka.
It's a labor of love.
It certainly is. So, folks, check it out. This is Andrew Walker with Solid Rock Sound Machine. It's solidrocksoundmachine.com is the website. And of course, like them on Facebook. And this episode of Food, Flair, and Fun was brought to you by Field of Greens, downtown's best spot for a healthy lunch every business day. Mom would be proud. We know because our mom works there. So that's pretty cool. And I want to thank you so much for coming by.
Oh, my pleasure.
Best of luck on the future, and we'll see all of you back here on the next Talk About Topeka live from the Topeka Performing Arts Center.